What's good, y'all? It is a beautiful Thursday afternoon, and apparently it's a holiday here. I didn't know that it was Father's Day until this morning. Basically, I've decided to make another video because I've been getting a lot of questions asking about how do I get sponsored or whatever, like what happened when I first got my first business opportunity. And honestly, that came at the most unexpected moment. It's something that I really didn't see coming, but also that's something I've aimed for or tried to do for so long now. So it was kind of a process, and it was something that I had to really work to get. No, this did not come overnight, and this is one of the reasons why I have my social media and I post my social media the way I post my social media. It was actually a very, very, very strange and a long process to actually get this going, but I got more than I expected out of this, just continually to market myself and gradually build my social media and whatnot. And y'all have to understand too, social media is one of the biggest resources in this generation today. That's something y'all have to understand. No, at first, when I first started social media, I did not have a holier than thou social media account. At times when I was when I had basically started this whole thing, I had to understand I couldn't say certain things and do certain things that I wanted to do. So I had to control myself a lot throughout the years. But it benefited me at the end of the day. I think the number one thing I did wrong in 2019 that kind of threw a lot of things off and I had to start all over in 2019 was I listened to the wrong people. I was so eager for help that I didn't listen to myself or my gut whenever I knew that there was a right and a wrong thing to do. But I didn't understand that there were people who were watching me from a distance that did not like me. I take full responsibility for that because, like I said, I was so eager for help that I didn't know that not everybody has good intentions. So that falls back on me, not anybody else, but that falls back on me for not listening to myself. But after that, everything was smooth sailing, all right? So I began to read during the pandemic, and I began to really focus on growing myself as a brand because I never had those politics. I never had those opportunities to really show who I am. So I felt this, okay, we have social media. Let's utilize Instagram to the best of our ability. Let's utilize Twitter to the best of our ability. So now I have about 6,000 followers, and look, let me just throw this out there. To me, followers don't mean a thing because I'm pretty sure you got more people that want to see you do bad than good. So that doesn't mean a thing for me. But it's just the fact that there's an audience on my social media accounts, over 5,000, all of them. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of them. So it was just one of those things where, okay, I'm starting to have an audience and people are actually watching, even if they're not wanting anything good out of me or they don't want to see me do good. I still have an audience, you know, because anybody can unfollow you, anybody can follow you, and anybody can just block you, take you off their social media. You know, that's just up to them if they want to keep watching you and they don't like you, or they do like you. But I'm starting to notice all of these people that are watching my social media, and there's people who don't follow me who are watching me as well. So I'm like, okay, since I have all these people, what am I gonna do? So I'm sitting in my hotel during the pandemic, and I had to just think. I had to brainstorm, took walks while I was at the field thinking, waiting for the season to start. I had to just think like, okay, what now? What am I gonna devote my time to now? And so I had no clue. So I'm like, okay, let me just start a brand and let's see what this go, like how this do. So I'm like, okay, let's start a brand and let's see where this can take me or what this could do. So me being the person I am, I start mass following and all of this, all right? I start following these brands, small brands. when I start following all these small brands, I got feedback. And when I started getting feedback, I started to understand how it works. They were explaining to me that there were people from marketing departments and all of this that could actually tell me the steps to actually begin the process of getting, you know, sponsored or getting my name out there for a business opportunity. But nothing came in 2020. 2021 comes and I see a lot more people engaging on my social media. And now these are smaller brands still coming, all right? Small brands are hitting my social media, asking me about where I'm playing and all that. This is 2021, still no opportunity. I take that back. At the end of 2021, this is where everything started to become in full rotation, all right? So at the end of 2021, I hit 6,000 followers. Like I said, followers do not mean a thing, but I hit 6,000 followers on my Instagram account. I hit 4,000 on my Twitter. I've already had 5,000 on my Facebook, all right? And I get a message on LinkedIn, all right? My LinkedIn is probably one of my most busy social media accounts that I have, because I feel as though LinkedIn is where I start doing all of these marketing techniques, and, you know, I'm getting the feedback from legitimate business CEOs and all of that stuff. So this is where LinkedIn is where this actually all started. Is at the end of the year, and at this point I'm starting to use hashtags more and more, because I'm attracting people that don't follow or keep up with my social media. And there are about 3 brands that follow me, all right? There are 3 brands. A hashtag partnership, and this is when everything started to get all crazy. So I'm not saying names because I'm pretty sure that it's out there by now, but there are a lot of brands that started to hit me up, all right? So this process to get it finalized was about probably a month, maybe 3 weeks. Some had contacted me, some didn't even return a contact back. And that's perfectly fine, because at the end of the day, it's business, and I understand. I began speaking to like 3 or 4 market affiliates, about, I think, 4 CEOs. These are all sports brands, and it's like, it's kind of weird, because I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, what's going on? So the way these companies had struck their conversations off the very first time they reached out to me, this is when I knew that these brands were for me. It was crazy, because it wasn't just the CEOs reaching out. This was like their legitimate marketing department. So it was crazy. When that happened, I had to realize, like, golly, like, people really are watching, and I didn't even realize it. There are literally more people that do not keep up with my social media watch my accounts more than ever. And that's something that surprised me. Good or bad, they're still viewers. And I don't care about likes or anything. I don't care about followers or anything, but it's just the way it goes, and things like this happen. At the end of the day, the tables are starting to turn, and the favor's more into my hands now. So being me, I had to keep it going. I had to just keep the same technique, keep doing the same thing that I was doing, because obviously something worked. And because something worked, it's all working out in my favor now. I had to realize whatever I was doing, whatever I was posting, whatever content I was making, it worked. And I know I'm not ever praising myself, and I'm always hard on myself, but I'm proud of myself for the stuff that I've done from the end of last year all the way up until now. Simply because I've had to invest time, I had to make sacrifices, and I've had to do a lot of things just to get to this point, which is the beginning. And I don't plan on slowing down anytime soon with this, because again, exposure leads to expansion. Whatever I was doing to grow my brand, and whatever I was doing to grow myself, it worked. No, you can't. When I went to Romania last year, at the end of last year, I didn't have a single dime to my name. I didn't have nothing, not a thing. I wasn't sure what my next move was. I was stressed. And then I had to reset myself. And then I was just thinking throughout the weeks, and you know, when we're not playing, I had to just brainstorm, what can I do next? What can I do next? What can I do next? And honestly, if I didn't have that reset, I don't know what I would do. I don't know where I would be right now. I wasn't the only one that did this, all right? My partner did the same thing. She helped me out big time too with the gift that she gave me. I didn't do this, and I'm not gonna just take credit by myself, because my partner did help me out a lot when it came to marketing myself as well, simply because she gave me something that really grew and expanded my brand. So now I'm at this point where I know I can do it mentally. Physically, it's up to me to put it into action. That's all. I have to do this myself, and I have to continue to be consistent with it. Because honestly, you're gonna have people that's gonna think you're cocky just based off of what you post and the way you carry yourself on social media, when everybody's not gonna understand that it's just business and social media is not real life. So social media is just for fun, but also you can use that as a tool to grow a brand or a business or anything. And people gotta understand too, social media is much needed for international athletes. It is so important for international athletes to have social media. And if you're gonna take this route, you have to understand this does not come overnight. And people are not gonna like it. Some people are gonna understand it. And some people are gonna think you're cocky, and some are gonna understand it's just business. You're gonna definitely fail more than you're gonna succeed trying to get your name or get your brand or whatever you're trying to do out there. I promise you're gonna fail so much more than you think. It's only up to you to keep going and try to be consistent as much as possible. That's just me being honest. If you're gonna try, you're gonna fail. If you fail, you have to try again. You have to keep trying, because all it takes is one yes, and all it takes is just one opportunity to change your life forever. So can you wake up one morning and just say, hey, I'm gonna watch YouTube and use someone else's technique to get a sponsorship? Yeah, you can try it, but you have to be creative, because everyone else's situation is not the same as yours. As long as you don't target Nike, you should be okay. You need to start small and then try to go bigger later in the near future. And then maybe when you start getting like, a little bit more attraction, you can go bigger. Because at the end of the day, Nike would not help or sponsor an athlete they can't get an ROI from. You know, they want athletes to bring money to their company and their brand. So basically start small and then work your way up to bigger. But if you're looking for protective sports gear, check out Arise. I'm gonna put the link in the description, and use my promo code DU11. And if you want some protective mouth gear for American football, check out Power Plus mouth guards. I'm gonna put the link in my description as well. Both have some of the most protective gear out there today, I promise you. Using pro leagues, everything. Go check it out and let me know what you think. But until next time, I'm out.